Since the release of Captain America Brave New World, I have decided to rank every single Captain America movie, minus the live action, the ones from the nine. I haven't seen those ones yet, so I'm going to be talking about all the MCU Captain America movies, all of them, and yeah, ranking them from worst or least best to the best. So, with that being said, let's get into the video. So, Captain America. It has been a kind of a long, I feel like a long time. Character has been going on since from 2011 was when they did the first Captain America, the First Avenger. So from 2011 to now, it's kind of crazy how long it's been. I think Chris Evans did a great job with the role. It's kind of interesting to see where the character goes from here. I know we got Anthony Mackie as the main actor in the new one, but like I said, I'm really excited to see what they do. I wasn't totally, people are saying that it should have been Bucky and stuff like that, but I think it's good that they gave it to Anthony Mackie. I think he, worked along. He became the Bucky Barnes in a way to Captain America, and so I think it was only fitting for him to get that. And we get Bucky in like his own stuff and spin-off stuff. He's going to be in the Thunderbolts coming later on this year, so that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I guess without further ado, let's get into the list. The starting off with, I guess it would be number 4, would be, in my opinion, because I don't see it as a Captain America movie, has to be Captain America Civil War. Now, I know it says Captain America on there, but I think of it as more, it feels like an Avengers adjacent movie, because you have Captain America in there. You have Captain America, but you also have Iron Man. So Iron Man takes up a good percentage of the movie. You have Captain America is in there. But to me, it feels like an Avengers movie, but not labeled an Avengers movie. There's also a lot of stuff in it that, it's not as stylized as the other Captain America movies, in my opinion. And sometimes it's very bland. Like, it's cool you have Captain America and Spider-Man and Black Widow, everybody. But to me, it just felt like it was like an Avengers movie, but without the Avengers. Plus, like I said, it's very bland looking. All of these movies are kind of bland looking. I just wish they would really go more into the color. I think the only one that's really delved into that more was probably the first one, because they had a better color palette. But we'll talk about that one when we get to it. But like I said, for me, it has to be Captain America Civil War as my least favorite of the Captain America movies. Next one is Captain America The Winter Soldier. Now, I don't remember seeing this one in theaters, but I remember when it came out, and everybody was like hooting and hollering about, how he got the Winter Soldier. And yeah, he does look cool. Sebastian Stan does an amazing job as the Winter Soldier. But I think, like, aside from the kind of cool character design that they've kind of done away with now that he's got, adamantium, and it's not the same look as it was, which I guess didn't want the star on there, but now it's just kind of, to me, in a way, that character is kind of, very different from what it was. But he was pretty badass in the sense when now he's trying to fight with Steve and not against Steve. So I'm glad they didn't kill him off, because he's kind of a cool character, but he would have been a much better if he was more of a villain character for many more movies, except for just one movie, and then he's kind of an anti-hero after that. So I think since we didn't get that aspect, but the Captain America, you have him fighting Shield and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. You get the introduction of Crossbones in this movie with the playing by Frank Grillo, which is a nice addition. Unfortunately, they did have his character in they did have his character in Captain America Civil War, but they didn't do what the character storyline was. The character storyline in the comic books was very different from the movie. I'm not one of these in the comic book type people, but I wish we could have got that cool. Like, he would have been a big bad, and then like they could have fought, and then he could have had like a subplot where he's kind of a bigger threat. So they got a Captain America and this guy, Captain America and Iron Man, get together and they fight the bad guy and they become one. And then we get, he shoots Steve, and he gets hurt, or in some way, like it's more gravely, like it's more of a grave situation. Like, is he gonna pull through? Which he's gonna pull through because he's gonna be in the Avengers movie coming out in 2 years from now. So it's one of those things where I wish they would have done more with that storyline, but ultimately we got bare bones of Crossbones. So, yeah, I think that's why it's at my number 3 spot. Next one we have is the new kid on the block. We have Captain America: Brave New World as my number 2. And I say this, when I was hearing what people were saying about the movie, and I heard there was a ton of reshoots and stuff like that, I did not have much faith in this movie. And then Anthony Mackie came out with saying that I play Captain America, but America is not what I represent. And he's just, just saying all this stuff. It's like, it's killing a lot of these people who coming out about politics and everything. And I know on both sides, coming out about politics, saying some of this stuff, it kills their movie. It's like, you want people to go see it. It's like, if you're left side or your right side, if you're, you're on the left side, you're like, oh, we got a black Captain America, and we got, a Mexican Falcon, and we got this, that, we got diversity, and blah, 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 whatever. And then on the right side, you got America, fucking Captain America kicking ass, And, you want to have both sides go see your movie. But you don't want to say, well, I don't represent I don't represent America, and blah, blah, and like, it kills your movie. It's like, that was one thing that irritated me about it. But I watched it. I think the movie was okay. I liked, like I said, the little bit we got of Red Hulk was cool. But I didn't mind the Falcon character. I wish we kind of would have got more of them. But they had some cool action scenes in this movie. The plane sequence was cool. The sequence where he's fighting against the first couple of guys in the beginning of the movie was cool. I like I said, the Red Hulk stuff was great. I felt like they went more hand to hand with, like, I know each movie has like, hand to hand combat, but I feel like this one in particular, because he's not like hyped up on the super soldier serum, he has it's more, grounded in reality. Like, he's not, kicking guys and they're going, 50 feet in the air kind of, power. He's got regular power. He's got to use his, his smarts, he's got to use the shield more. He's got to, really take somebody out, and he's not using any powers. And so I think that was cool. I liked, despite how people didn't like the character design, I really did like the leader. I forgot the name of the actor. Blake Thomas Nelson, or if that's his name, I think that's his name. He was in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? He was in the 2008 Hulk movie as well. I think his character was cool. I think it was really menacing and different, and I think if he had the big head, just like the abnormal sized head, I think it would have been kind of distracting for some people. Just like we did the live action MODOK, and live action MODOK looked goofy. It's a character that looks fine on paper because, like, wow, that's a weird character design, but then you bring it into real life and it's like, ooh, that looks really stupid. And so I just think people were just taken aback by the character design, but I really liked it. I think it was interesting, and talking about how the gamma radiation and the gamma blood mess with his brain, and you see his brain kind of sticking out and everything. And it just, to me, it made sense because of the character, the origin. And, if you saw the Hulk movie, you see he gets kind of messed up and the blood mixes with it. It just, to me, makes sense. But people didn't like it because it was not the original character design and stuff like that. They made it their own, which this series is known for. changing stuff up. Nothing is 100%. But yeah, I didn't mind it as much as others. I would like to see Anthony Mackie as coming back as Captain America, obviously, which he will. Um, I, like I said, I just hope that when going forward, can we please just stop bringing in fucking politics and bullshit to the forefront of your trying to promote a movie, but it's like I want to make a political stance. It's like just sell a fucking movie. We don't care. I don't care. Even if it was somebody on the left or the right, I don't care. Sell the fucking movie. I want to watch the movie. I don't want to watch you give a sermon about it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think it's my number 2 so far. And then next one we have, no surprise, at number 1 is my first one, my favorite, Captain America: The First Avenger. Really did I really dug this movie. I really think that Chris Evans, like I said, embodied that character. He's little kid or young man gets beat up because he's smaller than everybody else. But he gets this soldier serum, and then he goes out and he wants to join, wants to fight for his country and everything like that, and volunteers, and is able to be a beacon of somebody of freedom, of somebody who is the little guy trying to fight for his country. And when it came out, it was inspiring because you had all these young men who were being drafted to go to war, and they had this character that was like, oh, he's shown him beating up Hitler on the front page, like that was the goal. You know what I mean? And Hugo Weaving is, to me, that design of Red Skull is one of the best character designs in the MCU ever. Villain-wise, hero-wise, ever. It's one of the best character designs. So, I really dig this movie. I think, like I said, it's one of the best MCU movies we've had. So, I think that it's a shame that we're not going to get Chris Evans. At least I don't think we're not going to get him come back anymore as Captain America. I think they're going to change his character or bring him back in some way. But some people are saying it's going to be Captain Hydra. So I don't know. I really hope that if they bring him back not as Captain America, bring him back as somebody else. Bring him back as Johnny Storm. I mean, shit, we got him back in Deadpool and Wolverine, so that'll be pretty cool if they can bring him. They bring the actor back in a different light. Make him play a villain. You know what I mean? Let him be the new Doctor, like Doctor Doom. Counter like Robert Downey Jr. is going to be playing Doctor Doom. So I'm really curious to see what they do with that. Really, like I said, really dug this movie. The supporting characters, you got the Howling Commandos in it. You got Agent Carter, which if you haven't seen the show's actually, from what I remember, it's actually really good. So recommend checking out Agent Carter if you haven't seen it. I think it might be on Disney Plus, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that's my list. What do you think? What did you think of the new Captain America? Did you like it? Did you think it was bad? Did you think it was good? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Yeah, and are you excited for the Thunderbolts coming out later on this year? What are your thoughts on that? Let me know in the comments below. And leave a like, and yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.